Hey guys, my sincere apologies for the technical delays today. I had everything set up all beautiful and wonderful, and the wind blew everything over. And so it's died down a little bit more. Today, I'm going to be showing you some golf. And I always say golf and gardening because a lot of times the areas of our body that are perhaps deconditioned, if you're a seasonal golfer or gardener, but also the back, the glutes, there's common areas that many of you are hoping to target, whether that's improving your golf swing or improving your range of motion. So I'm just going to share this quickly over to the VIP group. Make sure everybody gets a chance to tune in here. If you are joining me, please let me know on the other end if you can see and hear me. I'd appreciate that. To the group. There we go. And the VIP group. Post. Okay. Let's get into comments here. I'm just going to give it a few minutes for folks to dial back in. Closer. Okay. Hello. Looks like some folks are tuning in. If you can see and hear me, please just make a comment and let me know that you're hearing me okay on the other end. Now, one of the downsides of filming outside that I've forgotten from past sessions is I'm sure that you can see me on the other end, but it gets a little bit hard to see you with the sun and the reflection this time of day. So I just want to make sure. Hi, Pamela. Nice to see you watching on the Chicago train transit heading home. Thank you for letting me know. I'm assuming that you can see and hear me. I got an umbrella here that's kind of shading us. What I've brought today, what is this? I've got me a pitching wedge. So a pitching wedge, a driver, a garden rake, a spade, whatever you have. I've used a broom for similar exercises. You just want something. There's going to be exercises where we're going to be putting this behind our neck, and there's going to be other exercises that we're going to be holding it in front of our chest, and there's going to be other where we do things like this. So it's more of an accessory to help keep proper form, give you something else to focus on. I'm going to just do one more check in here before I get rambling. Pamela says she can hear me. I'm sure you can hear some of my street traffic close by, but I am in Canada. So I'm in an area where it kind of just became spring finally this week. So for us, golf and gardening is a seasonal exercise, pastime, and a lot of times when we're getting back into just different movement forms, we're engaging different muscles, we're lifting, we're swinging. There's a few things that I've seen many of my golfers, my gardeners, my seasonal active people use as their vibration plate as a tool to get warmed up for those activities, perhaps to improve your golf swing, your range of motion. And for my gardeners as well, we tend to be doing essentially strength training and a lot of stretching. So areas that these are going to focus on is going to be a lot of core stability. Strength can be built into this as well. But today's very much a combination of stretching. And we're going to start with a warm-up. All of my sessions, and today I am working on the Life Pro Mini. Hang on a second here. This is the Life Pro Waiver Mini. And the Mini is a good outside choice. You know, it's a little bit smaller than working with a Rumblex. If you're a taller person, you might find these exercises, excuse me, pollen. They might be more comfortably performed on a wider plate, depending on what a comfortable stance for you is. I'm about 5'10", and typically when I'm using my vibration plate, I'm about hip width apart. I'm standing just a little bit further than hip width apart. So if I was lining up to do a golf swing, I want you standing when you're on your vibration plate. If golf is your focus, as comfortable as you can to what your natural posture would be. And the first exercise we're going to start with, as I said, I just want to make sure I'm not cutting off my head. I think everybody can see me. I didn't. Oh, I'm not a golfer, Roseanne. I'm totally faking it. I have golfed, but I'm one of those like extremely competitive people that goes out and plays whack golf more than I take it as a sport. But I do. We have a local golf course that's very affordable, and all of my kids are in the junior golf program, and many of my friends play. And over the years of my studio here, you know, we've just developed a few things that work very well. So with your golf club, your rake, your garden, whatever, you know, just a basic stance. And to me, a basic stance, the best thing that you can just get really good at doing, whatever tangent you're going off in, is knees are slightly bent. You kind of feel it shaking from here to here. Too tall, you're going to hear it in the voice. Those ears and the nose and the glasses are going to tickle. Too much, and you feel those quads are engaged, the glutes, and they're firing. We'll get there. That would be more fitness. Feel good, warm up, fitness. The difference is just a few inches, folks. So because we're using this area of our body a lot in our golf game, in our twisting motions with our gardening, I want to just start with some very basic pelvic tilts. So the knees are just slightly bent. I know, for those of you that follow me, I always start with basic pelvic tilts. Do you get the hint yet? You can do some hula swings. You know, whatever you want to do, we want to loosen up those hips, that low back, the hamstrings. You know, if you are developing or working on your calf exercises, you know, you might want to, you know, add a couple of calf stretches. This is when I'm dancing and doing things, I tend to lift. So I'm locking that leg for a second, pulling the toes back, getting that calf stretched. These are all things you could do while you have your golf shoes on. To my golf club owners out there everywhere, you should have a lineup of these machines just somewhere between the pro section and the course, so that they can improve their game, they can loosen up, and guess what? They'll spend more time there. So my next exercise is a very simple torso twist. So from the same basic position that we started with, the knees are slightly bent, the basic stance, I think I called it, your golf club or your rake is up above your shoulders, and we're going to just, at the hips, we're not turning our entire body, just turning at the torso. Try and keep those knees and those hips stationary. Turn and look. Next. Slowly. Roseanne can give me some pointers, and Amber, I'm sure. But one of the things I always like to keep you mindful of is incorporate your breathing. Make sure you've got that core engaged. Good posture. We're not looking like this. Right? You're at the end of that Titanic ship. You are Rose. Stick out the chest. Good posture. Okay? I get 7 to 8 rotations on this. If you have a little thing that you do before golf as a routine now, you know, if you're doing those exercises on a vibration plate, no, there's no chart or exact number, but, you know, you could probably cut the amount of reps in about half to a third. Even one rep is going to be better than doing none, because those micro movements of the plate are just adding. One thing I didn't cover on this was speed. Today, this is one of those rare occasions I'm using oscillating movement, as I always do, because it's going to give you that boosted balance and stability. You've got more amplitude, more movement, so you're going to get more circulation and more lymph, and your muscles are reacting further, so they're going to relax better. But the slow speeds on this are going to challenge. So if you're able to do these exercises on the floor, you're not dealing with chronic conditions. A slower speed range. So I'm at about 15, 20 right now. I want destabilization. If you're dealing with poor balance, I recommend putting a chair in front of you just for security. But if you're able to do these exercises, you're not giving yourself enough credit. Your balance is pretty darn good. But I would recommend if you're feeling wobbly and this is scaring the heck out of you so far, speed it up and bring the feet just a little bit closer until you get comfortable, maybe the 30 to 40 range. For the rest of you, I want you hanging in the 10, 15 I'm on a machine that has 99 speeds. If you're on a Rumblex, be in the 15 to 30 range. Just a little bit slower and choppier is going to boost that balance without you having to do anything special. So the next exercise, after we've done our twists, is I want to do a little bit more range of motion, and we're going to work the sides a bit. So we're going to take one side at a time, and we're going to swing it. And you may not be able to, but you're going to try and hit that opposite leg, and then we're going to switch and do the same. And not directing the club or the rake, but try directing the elbows. So we're going to squat down a little bit to what I would call maybe a mid squat. We're going to just twist, hold, 2, 3, back up. We're going to take that other elbow, take it to the direction of the other knee. Hold, 2, 3, back up. Very slow. Make sure you're breathing. Hold, 2, 3. You probably have one side that you do this better than the other. There's always a stronger side. Maybe there's a deficiency you're working on. So again, on something like this, 7 to 8 reps, 3 or 4 if it's all you got time for. Okay. I hope you like that one. The next one we're going to evolve to is going to help with strength in the legs, the glutes, your power on that swing. We're going to take that golf club. We're going to lean over. Okay, so instead of just leaning over, I want you tilting that pelvis back. Keep good form. We're going to tilt that pelvis back, and we're going to go down, and we're going to hold 2, 3, 4, whatever it takes till you feel like you want to quit. For those of you that have got better conditioning, hold for 5 to 6 seconds, come up to a mid squat again, hold 2, 3, recover a little bit, come back down, hold 2, 3, 4, 5, slowly back up. If you're dealing with a rake and it's taller than the golf club, you can hold it a little bit further down. The point of this is to give you some stability. It's to help improve your form. And again, if you're paying attention to this, you're a little less distracted, and I maybe get a second or two longer out of you. A good variation to that one for those of you that want to add mass, you want to challenge your stability a little bit further, is instead of holding this here, if you're happy with your positioning, bring this out in front of you. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back up. Maybe you're using the tri-bell set and you're adding 10, 15 set, or the tri-form set. Add some mass to the equation if you want to challenge yourself further and fatigue faster. It's not a big workout. It's just about firing those muscles up before you get out on the course and improving the game. So the last one we're going to do is 2 little seated moves. We're going to step down on the plate. I prefer a little faster when I'm sitting. So I'm going to crank my model up to, I'm upside down. I've been working on my Rumblex too long. Okay, so I'm now at about the 40 speed on this. If you're on a Rumblex, 30 to 40, somewhere in there. I want you extending your legs straight out in front of you. I want you leaning forward just slightly. We're going to do 2 variations on this. So again, we're going to take this one out in front of us this time, and we're going to stretch out this time the hamstrings to start. So I want you just reaching forward, and we're going to hold 2, 3, 4. Toes are up in the air. You want these legs straight. If you want more intensity, more movement, widen up your legs. The wider your thighs are resting on this plate, the more it's going to move you. Reach forward again. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 to 4 good reps on this one. Whatever feels comfortable for your range of motion. But instead of no bouncing, Just hold a good position and focus on breathing. The last variation we're going to do, we're going to stay seated, but I want to just stretch the sides out a little bit. Okay. You could do any of the standing variations we started with seated as well. You know, you can do this type of thing. Feels equally awesome, just saying, but in a different way. So for this one, we're going to just reach down like we're trying to take the edge of the club or the rake and touch the side of the machine. Straight toward, not leaning forward, not leaning back. You want to be nice and good posture. We're going to engage that core. This forces good positioning with those shoulders. And we're going to lean, hold, 2, 3. Go this way. Hold, 2, 3. It's getting bright out. Hold, 2, 3. And again, you know, a good 3 to 4, maybe 5, 6 reps if time allows. If you find, you know, because sometimes when you're doing these exercises to start, they feel so good and it doesn't really seem like you're doing that much, especially for those of you that are used to doing longer sessions. You know, many of you think I'm crazy with my 3 to 5 minute workout, but sometimes it's more about prepping, that warm up, that recovery, or just enhancing maybe some of the other training that you're already incorporating. So if you feel after you've done this that you've maybe done a little bit too much and now you got 18 holes ahead of you, what are you going to do? Well, you get back on it. You bring your feet really, really close. You crank it up to like a mid to high speed. And just 30 seconds, another minute, just restore that circulation, that lymph. You know, just move around a little bit, wake the legs up again a little bit, just get the systems moving and fire that central nervous system, quite honestly. Especially if you're not used to doing exercises where you've gotten down, it's really easy to get into those and overdo them because it's not like you're feeling fatigued or, you know, oh, I'm just opening up more, but you can overstretch. You can over massage, and especially on something like this where it accelerates the effects of traditional movement. So keep it conservative. Each of these exercises that I went through today, you know, a total of maybe a minute, 30 seconds if you're pressed on time. Don't get so much hung up on how many reps you did unless you're monitoring or tracking your progress. You know, sometimes there's other things you're focusing on, better breathing, better posture. If you do want to account yourself to a number, like I say, I always say 30 seconds to a minute per position. And so if you're doing, you know, 5 to 6 different exercises, you're looking at 2.5 to 5 minutes before that garden, before the golf game. And if you feel you need to aid yourself in recovery or it's something that you'd like to do, we tend to overdo it when we start, you know, getting in the garden or that first 9 holes, forget 18. You know, you can incorporate any one or a couple of these to help boost your recovery, or use it in addition to, you know, perhaps a workout that you're doing now already. So I hope that was insightful. I love doing my golf and gardening, and I do the same thing in the fall with hockey sticks. Let me see who is here. I see. Okay, so I know Pam's here. Thank you, Pam. Roseanne, thank you so much for being here and commenting. I see Wanda, and I think Wanda and Pam know each other. So thank you guys for joining me. Many of the men or my other golfers are probably smarter than me. They're out on the course right now. What I would like to invite you to do is get creative with your plates. I always say you are only limited by your imagination and your range of motion. So if your sport is golf or it's digging in the dirt, or maybe you play baseball, you know, just a little bit of an add-on here is a tip. You know, once you get comfortable, you know, using accessories and you feel stable on your plate, you know, why couldn't you incorporate, you know, some of that? See why I have to be careful, Roseanne? Or perhaps, you know, maybe you're doing different things where you're picking up those bags of dirt. You know, try and recreate the positions, exercises, whatever you want to call them, that your body is struggling with. Focus some time on those weak spots. If you're doing repetitive things where, you know, you're doing lots of weeding or however you're doing your weeding, use your plate as an environment to enhance those body parts and make your body not only better conditioned to perform better, but to minimize injury, to help you chronic users manage your symptoms so you can get out and enjoy all these activities that you really shouldn't be missing, is the word I'm looking for. I have seen more of my golfers and gardeners get back to it just by using their vibration plate. It's that effective. The key is really just being consistent and have a little fun too. That really helps with the motivation. So if I don't have any questions today, you're all brilliant and you're all doing these things on your plate. For those of you that are maybe watching this on a recorded basis, if you have questions or you think something after the fact, just tag me at Debby with a Y. I'm always happy to answer questions after the fact, but if you tag me, I get the notification and I know for sure that you're looking for an answer back. I'm going to be doing other different seasonal type of sessions, and I just want to say you can look forward to some shorter sessions. So today was 5 sessions. You be creative, like I say, 30 seconds to a minute on each. Work with what you can absolutely do this on your combo modes. You can do this on any of your programs, but learn the exercises that I offer in my sessions first in just basic oscillating movement. It's the one movement that every Life Pro model offers. There's a few nuances that once you understand how to control, you can totally customize your experience or your exercise that you're doing at the time. And once you kind of understand how to control the factors of oscillating, then try experimenting by adding perhaps your pulsation or your lateral movements. I want to wish you all a better golf and gardening season. If you have any moves or tips that you're doing on your plate to get prepped for this season or are already perhaps doing, I'd love to see your examples. So if you have any, please feel free to share those with me. If you're not watching me in the VIP group or you're unaware that there is one, please follow Life Pro's official pages. Make sure that you're a part of the VIP group. It's really just an awesome, motivating, very supportive community. You're going to hear about like product launches. You can be invited to be a product tester. There's giveaways. There's all kinds of different reasons to be on kind of the inside scoop. So if you are not just a vibration plate owner, but any product that you may have with Life Pro, make sure that you sign up to be a member of their Life Pro VIP group. Just to get on the inside track on some of the great initiatives that they offer. And thanks for joining me. I will see you guys again here. It's a long weekend for most folks, so I will be doing my regular session again next Tuesday. And I have decided to, again, because I botched it so bad, whether it was me or the software, I'm not sure. I'm going to redo my PEMF and infratone mat discussion. So for those of you that thought there was no sound, there was, but it was 14 minutes in. So I'm going to do a big redo on that session, and that'll be next Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. Have a great rest of your week and a good long weekend.